All right, special update to give you about my new job. Big breakthrough, and this is about going through a deep fear and how going through fear is often a way to find God in unexpected ways. So, not gonna lie, as you probably saw in my last video, my new job has been challenging and I've had to really work through challenges. And I've even been considering, is this really right for me? I've been praying really hard for God to show me the truth because I only desire to serve Him and do what is best. And I'm like, God, you led me here, but it's so difficult. Well, today I was like literally thinking, you know, this might be I don't know if I can take many more days. I'm struggling that hard, but I prayed. I like, God, you really need to come through today. So first I just surrendered. I showed up and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna be present. First thing, there's a new guy, this really good-hearted soul, and of course God pairs me with him to go off on a door knocking adventure, and the whole time God is having me inspire him, and it just flowed through me. I was like, God was channeling the words this young man needed to hear to keep going and to trust that this job was the right job for him. And of course, I knew I was speaking to myself, and it was a really cool moment of God making sure that I persisted by me giving the love I was needing to this young man who started the job. Then I got out on the job and I was up on a ladder to investigate a roof, and I discovered that I didn't feel safe on this roof, and I realized I had been unsure if I could set boundaries. um, because part of my thing was like, I don't know if this job is safe, but I realized I was the only person making me unsafe, and I had made a new choice to be safe, and I simply took pictures from the roof line because I did assess accurately, as my manager confirmed, that it was not a safe roof to walk on and that it was okay to just take pictures from the roof line. I was like, oh, so I can be safe. I've already told my coworker all the reasons that this is actually a really good position, and I believed him, and I was channeling God. So I'm like, okay. So the last thing is, I had this belief that I don't like door knocking, and I'm like, I can't handle that. And I discovered I was door knocking, and I was like, this isn't fun. I had all these things come up, but then I really looked, and God just showed me. He's like, there's just some blocks in your heart, and this is just you discovering more of your power. And every door you knock, you become more of a light, more loving, less afraid, more alive. And I was like, okay, well, that's worth knocking doors. And sure enough, every door I knocked, I was like, even if it was someone hard or someone not, I met some really wonderful people and just kind of a mixed bag, but I was like, I'm becoming a better person every time I do this because I'm overcoming that fear and just choosing to love. So it was such a wonderful experience of never giving up. And especially when things get really hard, you have to persist because there's a blessing in there for you. And I realize, oh my gosh, it's usually when we're most tempted to want to quit that there's a big breakthrough. And what we really need to do is just call upon God in a mighty way and say, God, you have to show up. I know you're calling me here. I know you want me to do this. I need you to work magic here. And He will. And last thing, I finished the day by an inspection that's going to end in my first contract, not signed yet, but it looks very promising. And that was we made an appointment to go over our contract, and I was like, a clear sign from God. So if you are struggling, ask for God to be present with you. God loves you, and He meets you in those challenging places. If you're courageous enough, even if something small that you did, to bring more God into your life by doing His will in a way that maybe you're not used to doing, and in stretching yourself. Those are the best ways to find God. He loves to show up when we take a divine risk out of love for Him, and He will bless you. So thank you so much for watching. Just wanted to share that with you, and I'll see you next time.